Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2526 with the release date of Friday, March 27, 2026, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Hams respond to historic flooding in Hawaii. The Autism Awareness Special Event gets underway around the world. And get out on the air just by getting out. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2526 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Charleston, West Virginia, here's Jim Dameron, NATMW. Our top story takes us to Hawaii, which was slammed with two so-called atmospheric river storms that brought heavy rains and high winds flooding all the state's islands and sweeping many houses off their foundations. Aries and Races hams were activated, providing real-time ground reports for weather and field information on Oahu and Maui. ARRL Pacific Section Manager Allen, KH6TU/AD6E, told Newsline in an email that VHF linked repeater systems carried individual voice reports sent to EOCs. Meanwhile, Federal Emergency ICS 213 forms were transmitted carrying messages and incident reports over peer-to-peer WinLink via VHF or on HF. As emergency crews cleared landslides and repaired communications and power lines, hams continued to update road and weather conditions, assisting with coordinated communications. As Newsline went to production, recovery continued after what was being called the state's worst flooding in 2 decades. Even as Canada moves to shut down its nationwide weather radio services, lawmakers in the U.S. are looking to commit funds that would modernize and expand the radio network of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Agency. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, brings us up to date.
Lawmakers in Washington, D.C. have moved ahead with their commitment to invest $100 million in improved antennas and transmitter equipment to expand coverage for the VHF weather service of NOAA. A bipartisan measure that authorizes the expense was passed recently by members of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. An estimated 1,030 such weather stations hold licenses to operate on 162 megahertz. The antenna and transmitter additions and upgrades focus on NOAA's weather service in remote areas of the U.S. that have a higher risk of extreme weather. Beyond the VHF improvements, the bill calls for NOAA to explore options on the microwave band to further strengthen the network's ability to communicate warnings about hazardous conditions. Other language in the bill directs NOAA to explore the possibilities of satellite backup or partnerships with commercial providers. The action in Washington stands in sharp contrast to a recent announcement by the Meteorological Service of Canada, that nation's equivalent of NOAA, that it was ending weather radio, its own national VHF weather radio service. The U.S. lawmakers' measure moves next for a vote in the full House, but is yet not on the calendar. The action on Capitol Hill comes almost a year after the White House announced that the administration was looking to cut NOAA's weather research centers, particularly those focused on understanding climate change. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
Amateur radio's largest international cooperative special event is getting on the air for a week with an important message about people with autism. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, explains the commitment that unites this worldwide team.
Now in its 4th year, the World Autism Awareness Week special event will again carry the message that it's okay to be different. It's a theme uniting amateurs across oceans with call signs that include W2A here in the United States and others in participating nations such as Italy, South Africa, Russia, New Zealand, Australia, Argentina, Israel, and West Malaysia. This week-long special event begins on Wednesday, the 1st of April. It has gained momentum as it brings advocacy on the air for those with autism spectrum disorder, a developmental disorder seen among people of all races and nationalities. More details about the event and its call signs, as well as useful information about autism spectrum disorder, can be found on the QRZ.com page of W2A. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
The European Space Agency has announced plans to charter a flight to the ISS for its astronauts and some international partners. Dave Lee, M7TLB, fills us in on the details.
Just 2 years before the International Space Station's scheduled retirement, it's expected to receive a crew of European astronauts delivered via a chartered SpaceX Crew Dragon mission. Josef Aschbacher, Director General of the European Space Agency, said at a March 19 press briefing that the ESA was chartering the flight to give the agency's astronauts an experience aboard the ISS to conduct research before the spacecraft is decommissioned and deorbited in 2030. The trip by the provided institutional crew is being proposed for early 2028. The ESA expects to include international partners in the mission, but has not named any potential partner nations, nor has it said how many non-ESA astronauts will be included. Both the UAE and Australian Space Agency's websites report that agreements were signed in recent years with the European Space Agency committing to deeper collaboration in space exploration initiatives. This is Dave Lee, M7TLB.
A weekly net has begun exploring how amateur radio can provide mentorship at historically black colleges and universities in the United States. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us what's being planned.
The OMIC Amateur Radio Association has launched the first of its Tuesday night nets designed to build connections with historically black college and universities throughout the U.S. The Ham Radio Organization was originally created in August of 1952 as a welcoming group for black amateurs seeking membership without having to face discrimination. OMIC eventually hopes to extend its expertise and the hand of friendship to many of the more than 100 historically black U.S. campuses and their faculty, alumni, parents, and students. Net check-ins begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesdays, which is 0100 UTC Wednesday, on the OMIC conference server on Echolink. The net is one part of the group's emerging commitment to the campuses. For OMIC members, the goal will ultimately bring opportunities to provide service and make connections across the generations. On-campus visits and even on-air activations will help students gain mentors in STEM and STEAM learning and, of course, amateur radio. Net controller Jesse Alexander, WB2IFS, the developer of the program, said that the net is just the beginning. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Despite equipment failures, winter weather closures, and operator illness, the W7P Pluto Discovery Anniversary Special event concluded on February 22nd with strong results. Randy Sly, W4XJ, has the details.
The team of amateurs for Whiskey 7 Papa, while operating portable much of the time from the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, along with Whiskey 7 Papa Stroke 0 and Whiskey 7 Papa Stroke Portable, made over 6,500 QSOs with 81 countries. In its 6-year history, this event saw significantly higher single sideband results and the second highest volume of QSL cards ever received. Doug Tombaugh, N3PDT, nephew of Clyde Tombaugh, the astronomer who discovered Pluto in 1930, along with his team of operators in the Kansas City area, made over 2,200 contacts as Whiskey 7 Papa Stroke 0, which was a 70% increase over last year. Organizers heard from the special events chasers that they learned more about Pluto than they ever knew, and especially enjoyed being able to speak with Doug. Bob Wirtz, NF7E, the event coordinator, told Newsline that despite a rocky start, Whiskey 7 Papa was a success by every meaningful measure. Strong QSO totals, excellent public engagement, and enthusiastic feedback from operators worldwide. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the AA9RT repeater on Sundays at 7 p.m. local time in St. Clair, Illinois. A respected radio operator in India who could be counted on to provide vital support in calamities has become a silent key. We hear more about him from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Radio amateurs who knew and operated their radios alongside S. Aruna Kumar, VU3 VGP, were remembering his kind and helpful nature and how it complemented his radio skills. The National Institute of Amateur Radio, where he was once on staff, reported that he became a silent key at midnight on the 17th of March in Rajasthan. The notice said that during his work at the National Institute and later with the Brahma Kumaris, he was active in helping with emergency communication and disaster relief. S. Aruna Kumar was 57. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
The Radio Club of America and International Wireless Communications Expo honored 5 young communications professionals, including at least one ham radio operator, at a special breakfast on Thursday, March 19th during the 2026 IWC Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada. Daniel Garcia, W2DIY, tells us who they are.
The Young Professionals Program of the RCA and IWCE celebrates industry professionals who have at least 2 years of experience in wireless communications and who are no more than 40 years of age. The RCA website calls these young professionals, quote, the next generation of innovators shaping the field, end quote. This year, the program recognized at least one amateur radio operator, Andy Huen, KA6NDY, a telecommunications system engineer in the Interoperable Radio Systems Division of the County of Los Angeles' Internal Services Department. His work on the Spectrum Management Team includes a specialty in interference mitigation. He also supports mission-critical public safety communications. Other honorees are Precious Fodor, who serves as the National Service Manager at Eastern Communications Limited, Max Johnson, an electrical engineer at Dark Wolf Ventures in Colorado, a firm specializing in advanced radio and satellite communication systems, Sean Martin, a sales professional in the aerospace and defense industry, and Chris Vargas, whose 10-year career in sales has most recently brought him into consumer electronics. He is presently working for ICOM. The group was praised by attendees for their achievements and for the promise their careers hold in shaping the field of wireless communications in new directions. This is Daniel Garcia, W2DIY.
A special event remembering one of history's most famous ocean liners is approaching. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has those details.
Mark the date of the 14th of April on your calendar. If you know your history, you'll recall that at 23:40 ship's time on that day, the RMS Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic, bringing its inaugural sailing to a fatal end. Mark this year's calendar as well from 0000 UTC on the 10th of April to 23:59 on the 15th of April. That time period marks the date of the luxury liner's voyage from Southampton, which ended with its sinking. The Titanic Memorial Special Event Station, EG 1912T, will be on the air using all modes HF, VHF, UHF and SHF during that period, organized by the Union of Radio Amateurs of Vigo Val Minor. A number of Spanish citizens were on board the ship. The activation will focus on CW to honor Jack Phillips and Harold Bride, the first and second telegraphers on board. The activation also honors Harold Cottam, the telegrapher on board the Carpathia, the first ship to make a rescue effort at the site of the doomed Titanic. There will be a special QSL card for hams contacting EG 1912T in CW. All other QSLs will be sent via the Bureau, EQSL, and Logbook of the World. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, operators are calling QRZ with the call sign S21WD from Bangladesh until the 1st of April. They're operating from in the Khulna-Barisal region group, IOTA number AS140. Listen for them on 160 through 10 meters, where they're using CW, SSB, and digital modes. They're also making contacts by way of the QO100 satellite. Robert DM7XX is on the air using SSB from Zambia as 9J2RO until the 30th of March. He's operating at the Fountain Gate Crafts and Trades School. He'll participate in the CQ-WPX SSB contest on March 28th and 29th. Listen for Helmut DF7EE, operating from Madeira as CT9/DF7EE until the 1st of April. He'll participate in the CQ-WPX SSB contest using the call sign CQ3W. His license permits operation on 60 meters, so expect to hear him on this band outside of the contest. A team of operators will be using the special call sign GB0OH while on the Isle of Lewis, IOTA number EU010 in the Outer Hebrides in Scotland from the 11th through to the 17th of April. A contact here also counts toward the Worked All Britain Award as Square NB53. Listen on the bands between 40 to 10 meters. Activity will be mainly SSB with some FT8. For QSL and additional operating details about these stations, see their pages on QRZ.com. For any listeners who believe you have to be a de-expeditioner, a POTA or SOTA activator, or even a field day participant to find adventure, our final story of this week is about to prove you wrong. Just hear what Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB, has to say.
The most important connections we make in amateur radio aren't the ones we solder on the workbench or fasten with a PL259 in the field. So says Jacques Redmond, WW1ZRD, founder of Out on the Air, an amateur radio activity that focuses on connections that are human to human. You can make them on a hilltop, a sidewalk, or even in your garden. Jacques created the website outontheair.com to encourage hams to get off their couches and out of their houses or apartments and give it a try. The idea is as simple as sunshine itself. Or, as he says on his website, call CQ from a rooftop or a beach at midnight. He writes, quote, if you left home and you're on the air, you're out on the air, end quote. Jacques, whose preferred mode for now is SSB, at least until he learns CW, treasures the sound of a real human voice as it rises above the noise. To him, it, quote, captures everything I love about ham radio, end quote. He said that in the week or so since the activity launched along with the website, radio operators have registered from around the world and begun working toward the different awards. It's no surprise that those awards, like the operating locations themselves, are all registered on the honor system. That's because Jacques believes first in humans on the air. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB.
With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, Associated Press, Alan Meechan, AD6E/KH6TU, Australian Space Agency, Bob Wirtz, NF7E, David Behar, K7DB, Facebook, Jacques Redmond, WW1ZRD, Jesse Alexander, WB2IFS, Michael Miller, KH6ML, National Institute of Amateur Radio, QRZ.com forums, Radio Club of America, Radio World, Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, Space News, Stacey Holbrook, KH6OWL, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, NATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
W8WKY. Hey everybody, this is KD8SLG. We are a little under 10 minutes out from the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. So stick around. KD8SLG, clear until net. W8WKY. Where's my girl? QST, QST, QST. Calling all amateurs to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. Right here on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, 147 Mark 390, positive offset, and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We meet here every Tuesday night. Have a few laughs, get caught up with each other, and we do have trivia later on. This is a controlled net. We ask that all traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator this evening is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8SLG. My personal is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo. Just Nick. And I'll be your host tonight. We're going to start with a few announcements, a few brief announcements. As a follow-up to last month's Slow Scan television presentation by Ken Dorsey, Series 31 SSTV is going on April 10th through 14th. So if that interested you, here's your chance to try it out right away. April 11th, we've got the Cuyahoga Falls Hamfest at Emilio & Sons, 8 a.m., April 11th. April 16th will be our next club meeting. That'll be at the Aries Lodge where it always is, 7 p.m. We usually get together, a bunch of us, for dinner at Casa Nuestra beforehand, about 5-ish. All are welcome. And we'll try out my PowerPoint skills. Skyborn. There was a class tonight. This guy should be getting out about now. So maybe we'll have some of them joining us later. Let us know how it was. We've got 2 more sessions coming up in the local area on April 6th and 9th. Check w8wky.org for details. Field Day T-shirt contest. That's right, we're having another one. So get creative. End of this month, we're going to have a little... we'll have you post everything on the web and everybody can vote on them. We'll have new Field Day T-shirts this year, built by you. Speaking of which, 88 Sleep Still Field Day. Let me drop this. There we go. Does anyone have any announcements for the good of the cause tonight? Brief announcements. Please call now. We'll give you a minute. It's KD8SLG. I'm listening.
AA8CS. Hopefully I can do it in a minute.
With G8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot,
W8WKY. You can take as much time as you want, Gary. Go ahead.
All right, Nick, thanks for that. By the way, you stepped on Josh, W8HRF. I think he has an announcement as well. I want to say good evening to everybody. And before we get to tonight, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few individuals that really stepped up for me over the past month. As many of you know, I've been dealing with some health issues, and as a result, I've had to step away from running the morning barometer net for a while. During that time, Rod Kaufman, W8JAX, Dave Spondike, NTAT, Nick Trawick, KD8SLG, graciously filled in as net control operators. Gentlemen, let me tell you, you did a splendid job. The net continued to run smoothly. Not that I expected it not to. and that says a lot about your dedication and your operating skills. I truly appreciate your willingness to step in and keep things going. Thank you very much. Truly, thank you very much. Let me take a quick second here. And if I could just take one more moment for a personal note. Today, March 31st, marks my final day serving officially as president of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve this club over the past few years. I think since 2011, with the exception of the 2 years that Jason in ADI stepped up. It might have been 2009. I honestly and truly don't remember. But I want to sincerely thank all of you for your support, your friendship, and your commitment to making Sarah what it is today. And I mean that sincerely. It is all about you, your participation, and you making this club what it is. And trust me, you did a great job. This is a great club filled with great people, and I'm proud to have been part of it in this role. As we move forward, I have every confidence in our new leadership team, with Nick, Katie at SLG, stepping into the role of president, and Phil, K at PMI, as our newly elected VP. I know the club will continue to grow, thrive, and remain a leading presence in our club, in our area. I want to thank you all. It's been a wonderful ride, and trust me, the best is yet to come. This is AAACS, back to that. I apologize for my voice. It just ain't what it used to be.
AAHCS, W8WKY. I already owe John a nickel tonight. Thanks, Gary. Thank you very much. And stick around for trivia. Gary's got trivia tonight. Let's see what Josh has for us. W8HRF, KD8. Oh, there's another nickel for John. W8WKY. Go, Josh.
W8WKY, W8HRF. Good evening, Nick, and fine business, Gary. Thank you for that. I was going to just say we had a splendid operations committee meeting this past weekend. Appreciate everybody who came out. I think we had about 10 attendees, somewhere around there. I got to write my notes. I got to write up my notes and send those out. But one thing that did come out of that meeting is POTA coming up in April. So mark your calendars. April 25th. That is a Saturday, and we're thinking this is going to be an evening POTA. I don't have it on the website yet. I don't have an email yet. I don't have but anything typed out yet. But just mark your calendars. There you go. April 25th. You're all the first to know. So thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Katie SLG W8HRF. Aw, man. W8WKY. I owe you a nickel too, John. W8HRF 73.
Well, I started this all in the wrong direction tonight. Thanks, Josh. Fine business. Looking forward to seeing the notes. Sorry I couldn't make that meeting, but I was laid up as well. Great to hear you tonight. And thank you for that. We're going to clear with W8HRF. This is W8WKY. Let's get to the meat of this thing tonight. We're going to do a couple rounds of in and out check-ins, as we usually do. If you just want to wave your hand and say hi, this is your chance. Then we'll take a couple of rounds of regular check-ins. People want to stick around for Gary's trivia question. That's how we're going to do it. Before I take any check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Emergency or priority traffic only right now. Let me know. All right, that's the only time we like to hear that awkward silence. We're going to take up a couple of rounds of in and out check-ins, please. And give me your call sign. Phonetically, alphanumerically, name and location when checking in. Please wait for the beep because I am on a node, and I gotta wait for everything to get through there. So here we go. In and out check-ins now tonight. This is WKY. I'm listening.
Whiskey 8, Charlie, Tango, Mike, Chariot, Portage Lakes, and I'll be in and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8 TLB. I'll be in and out. 73. God bless everyone.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie KD8 ETC Dustin and Medina.
Kilo Echo 8 India Mike Echo David Sterling. In and out.
W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 8 Victor Yankee Tango Russ and Akron. In and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Lima Alpha KF8 ELA Zach in Dalton. I'll be in and out. 73 all.
Kilo 8 Mike Romeo Echo K8 MRE Mike in New Franklin. In and out.
All right, let me grab it right there. Tell you what I got so far. W8CTM, Carrie, the closer for the barometer net. Thanks, Carrie. KE8TLB, Randy Man, good to hear you. KD8EPC, I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. We'll do the boredom breaker net and have some fun. April Fools. K8IME, David, thanks for stopping by. Good to hear you. KD8VYT, Russ, we've been missing you at the meetings. You better make the next one, buddy. Zach, KF8ELA. Fox Hunter extraordinaire. Good to hear you, man. Thanks for stopping by. And Cade MRE. Been getting involved, Mike. Good to hear you keying up the mic and saying hi. One more round of in and outs. Then we'll take regular check-ins. In and outs right now. This is WWKY. I'm listening. Oh, nothing heard. All right, let's go to regular check-ins now. Regular check-ins. You going to stick around and play trivia tonight? Now's your chance. This is WWKY. I'm listening.
Kilo Alpha 8 Lima Yankee Juliet KA8 LYJ Bob in the Magic City.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Papa KF8 DTP Lori Maslin.
Kilo Echo 8 Echo Hotel Golf KE80HG Mike in Navarre.
Whiskey Alpha 8 Kilo Oscar Charlie WA8 KOC Fred in Akron. 8 VQX Joe in Akron.
W8WKY, this is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay, let me tell you who I got there. I know there was one double in there at least. K8LYJ Bob, I got you. KF8DTP Lori, I put KE8UIB John in there with you. NT8D, I heard you, but somebody was trying to get in there, and you won. We'll find out who that was in a minute. KE8EHG, got you in there, Mike. KC8FQV, I saw you there. Thanks for not keying up. Got you on the list. WA8KOC Fred, you're in there as well, my friend. Good to hear you. K8BQX Joe, got you out of there. And WO3X John and from the Falls. Who did I miss? Who doubled with NT8D there?
KE8 to VOX.
KE8VOX. Thanks, Scott. I got you in there. I didn't see it on the dashboard. That's a little strange. Anyway, all right, let's do one more round of regular check-ins here, and then we'll get the trivia question from Gary and get this party started. W8WKY.
November 8, Mike Whiskey Sierra.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Alpha, KF8, DTA, Chapter New Franklin.
November 8, Lima Tango Radio, on RF, the way it should be.
All right, fine business. We picked up 3 more there. We got N8MWS Pete, KF8DTA Jeff, and N8LTR Bill on RF the way it should be. All right. Good to hear you guys tonight. Thanks. Let's jump up to Gary, AA8CS, see if he's regained enough voice to read us a trivia question tonight. AA8CS, this is W8WKY. Go, Gary.
Roger that, Nick. W8WKY, this is AA8CS. All right. As I hear the rain coming down, here's your trivia question for this evening. As winter transitions to spring in late March, why do mid-latitude regions, such as Ohio, often experience more severe weather, including thunderstorms? And here are your distractors. Alpha, increased solar heating adds atmospheric energy, directly triggering storm formation. Baker, greater temperature contrast between polar and tropical air masses. Charlie, rising temperatures reduce humidity, allowing storms to develop more rapidly. And lastly, Delta, the jet stream weakens and becomes unstable, creating random storm patterns. I'll repeat that. As winter transitions to spring in late March, why do mid-latitude regions like Ohio often experience more severe weather, including thunderstorms like we're having tonight? Alpha is increased solar heating adds atmospheric energy, directly triggering storm formation. Baker, greater temperature contrast between polar and tropical air masses. Charlie, rising temperatures reduce humidity, allowing storms to develop more rapidly. And finally, Delta, the jet stream weakens and becomes unstable, creating random storm patterns. There you have it, tonight's timely spring storm physics question. Back to net, W8WKY. This is AA8CS.
AA8CS, W8WKY. Thank you very much, Gary. A timely question for sure. Supposed to get storms down here tonight. Looking forward to it. And, all right. Let's get started. Bob's up first tonight. Hi, Bob. K8LYJ. This is W8WKY. What's up, Bob? How you doing? And what's your answer to tonight's trivia question?
W8WKY. This is K8LYJ. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, group. And glad you're improving, Gary. Not much, really. Kind of scrambling to figure out what I'm going to stick in a newspaper because it was a fifth Monday, so there were no city council meetings. So I got to figure out what to put in the holes that those normally occupy. Yeah, goes with the job. Other than that, it was a pretty relaxed day. Slurped a couple iced coffees and then listened to Newsline and waited for the group. As far as trivia, I'm going to go Alpha. And that's about it. KA8LYJ.
8 8 C S W 8 W K Y. Thank you very much, Gary. A timely question for sure. Supposed to get storms down here tonight. Looking forward to it. And, all right. Let's get started. Bob's up first tonight. Hi, Bob. K8LYJ. This is K8LYJ. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, group. And glad you're improving, Gary. Not much, really. Kind of scrambling to figure out what I'm going to stick in a newspaper because it was a fifth Monday, so there were no city council meetings. So I got to figure out what to put in the holes that those normally occupy. Yeah, goes with the job. KAELYJ, W8WKY. Got you down for Alpha tonight, Bob. Sounds like you had a relaxing day. You could post, I put this in the blue screen, you could fill your missing column there with meeting notes from Sarah. That would probably be interesting, at least to us. Thanks, Bob. Give my best to Ida and Lily, if you would, please. We're going to clear with K8LYJ. Let's go to Lori and John and get a good giggle going. KF8 DTP. This is W8WKY. How you doing, Lori? What you got for us tonight?
W8WKY. I actually have a quick question for you real quick. How many nickels you owe John?
About half a mason jar full.
I'm going shopping! Anyways, I'm going to choose A for my answer. And thanks for coming back, man. I appreciate that. Just another... It's been a long... we had a quite busy, chaotic weekend. And I think tonight's been our first night that we've actually been able to sit and relax since Friday. So, yeah. With that, I just want to say thanks for running the net, Nick. And I'm going to hand it back over to you. This is KF8 DTP. I'll be clear. 7-3, y'all.
I'm not sure how much half a mason jar of nickels will buy anymore. Maybe a gallon or two of gasoline. Maybe. Got you down for Alpha tonight. And thanks for the giggles. You're listening to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net here on the W8WKY repeater. I am W8WKY tonight. And next up, we've got KE8UIB John, the lesser half of Lori. Good evening, John. How you doing? What do you got for us? What are your answers? What are your parents throwing in with us tonight?
W8WKY from KAUIB. Good evening, Nick, everybody out there on the net. And let me start off by saying, Gary, it's great hearing you back on the radio, sir. And, your general rule of thumb is trivia is when you don't know, don't choose C. Well, Gary's a tricky devil, so I think I'm going to go with what my mom and dad are also thinking. I'm going to go with C, Charlie, and we're just going to see how that lands tonight. And let me see. Maybe if the mason jar is big enough, get pretty close to at least buying a Bath Bank. So hey, that's a good start, right, Nick? And oh yeah, it's a Tuesday evening. I'm relaxing. I'm playing radio. So if I'm relaxing and playing radio, that is living the $5 dream a nickel at a time. That's for sure. And that's about it, Nick. So with that, I'm just going to take it easy, listen to the net, say thank you for running the net, sir. And this is KA8UIB, and I'll go ahead and hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all.
KE8UIB W8WKY. We got all kinds of executives running around in here tonight, don't we, John? Got you down for Charlie, and Charlie. First Charlies of the evening. We'll see how shorter his pasta works out there. Thanks, John. We'll be listening for you in the morning, I think. We're going to clear with KE8UIB. Next up, we've got Dave, NT8D. Dave, as Gary mentioned, thanks for picking up those couple extra barometer nets the last couple of weeks. It's been very helpful. Do appreciate it. And the fox hunt was still a ton of fun. What you got going on, and what's your answer to trivia tonight? Go, Dave.
Howdy there, Nick, everybody on the net. Oh, I wonder which antenna I'm on, because I'm on the indoor. Hold on, let me switch antennas. Oh, this is a good one. Man, that's, my SWR is down to 1.5 to 1. Ooh, maybe the storms fix something up there. I don't know. Gary, my pleasure to cover for you. And, man, you've just done such a stupendous job at being our president. Nick's going to do a great job, too. But, yeah, no, you deserve kudos, and I just want to say that. Scott, sorry to step on you, man. Didn't mean to. Let's see what's going on. One of the things I was going to suggest at the ops meeting is because we were talking about doing lighthouses on the air. There's a couple places. There's a lighthouse museum in Fairport Harbor, which we can go into and just walk around because it's open during the day to the public. Not sure if I can get into the lighthouse anymore out on the breakwater. Sheila uses that as her summer home. So, I don't know, having a whole bunch of ham operators come into your house, a bunch of strangers, I'm not sure if she's up for that, but maybe we can set up out at the lighthouse on the breakwater. Yeah, lots of options. I was going to suggest, we do a reconnaissance mission out there, a marine mobile reconnaissance, and check out the location from the water side out in the harbor and out by the beach. Anybody'd like to do that, I'd be happy to set up an expedition or an excursion, as it may be. Let's see. I'm going to go with B Bravo. B Bravo for my answer to the trivia question. I'm going to use this to make a plug for one of my favorite books of all time. I've only got maybe 3 or 4, but one of my favorite books of all time is, again, you've heard me say this before, Chaos, Making a New Science by James Gleick. Get it, read it. There's no mathematics, and there's colored pictures on the side. Back to WAWKY, NTAD.
NT8DW8WKY. Thanks, Dave. I got you down for Bravo. And a seafaring expedition sounds like a ton of fun. I won't be there. I'm not quite ready to get back on the deck of Meg. We're going to clear with NT8D. Both antennas sounded pretty good, but I do think the outside one sounded a little bit better. My 2 cents from the Allstar Node. Thanks, Dave. Let's go to Mike in the bar, I think. K8EHG, KD8SLG. Oh, there's another nickel for you, John. WWKY. Go, Mike. What do you got for us tonight?
Good evening, Nick. Good evening, everyone on the net. Let's get to trivia. Let's go D Delta. I'll try that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's probably because of the extra jelly donuts made in Navarre. That's probably it. So, I don't know. But, in case anybody's interested, this Friday is Good Friday, and usually the Maslin Club has their their meeting the first Friday of the month. It is not the first Friday of the month. It is going to be the following Friday. So keep that in mind. So it's not this Friday because of being Good Friday. So I don't know if we'll have a net. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody about that. So, but just wanted to give you a heads up because I know there's been a few people that's come down there. You're all welcome to join and have some fun in that. But I hate to tell you to show up and we're not there. So that would stink, especially if you travel far. All right, 7-3's all. I'll see the answer. Nick, good hearing you on the radio. And I'm hungry because I got to fast. I got to draw blood tomorrow. So I'm hungry. I ate, but now I got the munchies. Can't do that. Back to net.
Of course you've got the munchies now. You're not allowed to have any. Funny how that works, isn't it? Got you down for Delta. Good hearing you, Mike. I haven't talked to you in a minute. All the answers have been taken now, so somebody's got it right. Woohoo! We'll talk to you later, Mike. Have a good night. We're going to clear with KE8EHG. Next up, it's a net now. KC8FQV. Let's find out what he's doing, what his answer is tonight. Mark, what do you got for us, buddy? KC8FQV, W8WKY.
All right. Nick, KCFQV. Is it on?
Well, I'm going to take D.
Huh?
I'm going to try D.
Oh, you're on that. I'll go look.
So, I'm going to do D.
I'm going to put the coffee away.
And, yeah, hopefully, Mike ain't diabetic. If he is, hopefully he knows how to, play the game.
W8W.
There's a game you gotta play when you have to fast and you have to have sugar. Yeah, you gotta sort of leave the food go in and not too much insulin to go in, so that the food holds you up throughout the night. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I have. So, but I'm going to say Delta on the trivia. And you have just about 8 o'clock coming down. So, that's what it did. Yeah, we have got Buffalo Wild Wings tonight. That's what we're having. So, other than that, we'll send it back to net control, KCFQV.
KC8FQV W8WKY. We got you down for Delta, Mark. Enjoy those Buffalo Wild Wings, and yeah, it's best to have someone drive you in the morning if you got to fast and you're diabetic, that's for sure. And yeah, I know there's some tricks out there, but we don't want to tell them on the radio. Shh. Thanks, Mark. Catch you in the morning, I'm sure. We're going to clear with KC8FQV. You're listening to the W8WKY repeater. Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. I am W8WKY, and next up we've got Fred. Tuesday and Wednesday morning barometer net NCO. Good to hear you, Fred. WAKOC, W8WKY. What do you got for us tonight, Fred?
Well, good evening, Nick, and everybody else in here joining in on this net. That's a wonderful net, let me tell you. And, yeah, I think that for the trivia, I think the answer is probably A or D. I'm going to go with A, Alpha. And great hearing Gary back in here. Sounding good, Gary. And had a nice day today, and looking forward to another one tomorrow. Wanted to get out on the bike today. It looked like threatening rain. Couldn't do that. Actually, I should have done it because it was beautiful about a half hour before we called the ride. Well, go figure. Good to hear everybody in here this evening. I heard my buddy Mike down in Navarre. And everybody just have a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow, I got a feeling. WAWKY, just Nick, President, WA8KOC. Take care, everyone.
Oh, that's President-elect for about 3.5 more hours. Thanks, Fred. Got you down for Alpha. It was a glorious day. It would have been a great day to get out there and ride. Actually, it started getting a little hot. We were out this afternoon. The car was reading 78. Google told me 76, so maybe a little solar extra in there. Thanks, Fred. Talk to you in the AM. We're going to clear with WA8KOC. This is WWKY. Next on the list, we got KE8BQX. Good to talk to you, Joe. What's going on, and what's your answer to tonight's trivia question?
W8WKY, this is KE8BQX. Good evening, President-elect, and congratulations on that. I don't think I've been able to tell you that yet. Good to hear everybody. As far as the trivia goes, I always chalk it up to it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets warm, it gets cold again, and the weather just doesn't know what to do, so it storms. When in doubt, it storms. So I'm going to go with B as in Bravo for my trivia answer there. And that's about all I got. So thanks for getting me in, Nick. Again, good to hear everybody. This is KE8BQX, back to W8WKY.
KE8BQX, W8WKY. Joe, great talking to you. It's so good to have you in town for a club net and have you stop in and say hi. Got you down for Bravo tonight. Well, take care of yourself, man. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks, Joe. We're going to clear with KE8BQX. Next on the list, we got John from the Falls. WO3X. Oh, wait. Yeah, WO3X. This is W8WKY. How are you, John? What's going on, and what's your answer to the trivia tonight?
W8WKY with President-elect KD8SOG, Nick at the mic. This is John, WO3X in Cuyahoga Falls. Yeah, let's see, looking at these here, Alpha seems like a good possibility, but I'm going to go with B Bravo. Let's see, so over the weekend there was a 48-hour contest that you're permitted to operate 36 hours of. But I only operated maybe 5 or 6 hours. That was at the WPX contest, single sideband version. So I made 35 contacts, and they were, like all over the world. It was something how the some of those signals come in from way far away. And then last night I was done running the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Band Exploration Net, which we had on 17 meters, and I was using my Cushcraft R5 antenna, and I wasn't copying the local stations very well, but I switched to my Gap Titan, which I haven't been using, and here it sounded better, and on our net was on 18.127 megahertz. Well, at 18.140 megahertz was some guy calling POTA. So here he was in Santa Maria or something like that, and made a real good contact with him. So that's funny how the bands work. So with that, this is WO3X back to the net.
WO3X, W8WKY. Got you down for Bravo, John. Thank you for that. And it's good to have options for your antennae, isn't it? Always good to have options. So, now you know, man. Flip back and forth and see what's working best, huh? As if you didn't know that already. Thanks for sharing, John. And always a pleasure talking to you on that 6-meter net Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings at 7. You have a good one, John. We'll catch you next time. Going to clear with WO3X. And let's talk to Scott up on the North Shore. He says it's storming up there. What's going on, Scott? What's your answer to the trivia? KE8BOX, W8WKY.
Hey, good evening, Nick. Good evening, all the listeners. I think that was round 3 storm just went through. Just a bunch of lightning up. Most of it was over the lake, so it was a nice lightning show. Ended up about inch and this inch and a third of rain. Hopefully that's all we're going to get. It was coming down pretty good. But otherwise, great day up here on the lake. And for trivia, I'm going to go with Bravo B. And that's it. W8WKY, KE8, VOX, 73.
KE8VOXWWY. Thank you, Scott, as always, for the weather from the North Shore. Rounds and rounds of storms. Looking forward to getting them down here. Got you down for Bravo tonight. Thanks, Scott. Be listening for you in the morning as well. We're going to clear with KE8VOX. Next up, we're going to Maslin.
talk to Pete. N8MWS. I think you're in Maslin, Pete, or are you somewhere else now? I don't remember. How you doing tonight, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
W8WKY.
Hey, Nick, El Presidente, Nicolas. It's Pete, N8MWS. I'm located in Jackson Township. My mailing address is Maslin, but I'm in western part of Jackson Township, pretty close to Canal Fulton. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm going to have to ask you to repeat each of the 4 answers on the multiple choice for the trivia thing tonight, please. N8MWS.
No worries, Pete. I know I talked to you a couple of times and Maslin wasn't sounding right, so we got that address narrowed down now. And Gary, we're going to stretch his vocal cords and give him a little exercise and let him reread the answers. Have at it, Gary. AACS WWKY. If you would, please, Gary.
Absolutely, Nick. My vocal cords definitely need a little bit of exercise, that's for sure. I'll go ahead and read the question as well. As winter transitions to spring in late March, why do mid-latitude regions, such as Ohio, often experience more severe weather, including thunderstorms, like tonight? Your distractor, Alpha. Increased solar heating adds atmospheric energy, directly triggering storm formation. Baker, greater temperature contrast between polar and tropical air masses. Charlie, rising temperatures reduce humidity, allowing storms to develop more rapidly. And Delta, the jet stream weakens and becomes more unstable, creating random storm patterns. There's your question, there's your distractors, and I also posted the trivia question on the blue screen. This is A8CS, back to W8WKY.
W8WK.
A8CS. Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Pete and see what he's got for us. N8MWS, WWKY. What do you think, Pete?
I'm going to answer B, Bravo. And I'd also like to say, if you're into just any kind of monotonous HFDX, it's a lot of fun on FT8 on 20 meters. I'm running this little Frankenstein antenna that I just built from crap I had around the house, and it's been working really well. I've got like 82 countries right now on FT8, and it's just boring and monotonous, but it's great for me because there's no sound, and early in the morning I get up and you can work Australia, Western Pacific. It's kind of ridiculous what's going on out there, so hey, try it out. Give it a shot. 25, 50 watts, that's about all you need. 14.074. FT8 mode. N8MWS, 7.3s everybody, and back to net control, and thanks for the time.
N8MWS, WWY. We got you down for Bravo tonight, Pete. I think that's going to be my answer as well. And yeah, FT8, it's a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it's like watching paint dry, like you said, but man, you can see your antennas working if you go to PSK Reporter, and that's pretty cool. And like you said, next thing you know, you got 50, 60, 80 countries and just tapping away. And it's not like you can't do that at the same time you're in a net. Maybe. I've done it. Pete, good talking to you, man. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to clear with N8MWS. Let's go to Jeff in New Franklin, KF8DTA, WWKY. What do you got for us tonight, Jeff?
KF8DTA, thank you for picking me up. Got a loud house tonight. We had softball, or the little ones had softball. And just hanging out, listening to you guys. Had a great week last week. Played POTA 4 times, in 7 days up in New York, so that was a lot of fun. My trivia question, I'm going to go with Delta. I have no idea, just picking Delta. Anyway, thanks for picking me up. KF8DTA, back to you.
Delta, it is KF8DTA, W8WKY. Thanks for being here, Jeff. You got a little chirple something there at the end of your transmission. Sounds like maybe you got a group monitor or something running with your radio there. I don't know if that's just some sort of end of thing beep. But we got you down for Delta tonight. Good talking to you, man. And give my best to the kids and have fun with your loud house there. We're going to clear with KF8DTA. Let's go to RF, the way it should be. N8LTR, W8WKY. What's going on, Bill? What's your answer to the trivia question tonight, and what do you got going on?
Oh, good evening. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'm listening to the discordant symphony of weather radios sounding off throughout my house with the arrival of all these thunderstorms going on. And, oh, yeah, it's going to be one of those nights, I'm afraid. They're all stacked up clear back into southern Illinois, headed this way, so... yeah, it might be a noisy night. I may have to shut some of them down to get a little sleep. On the trivia, what was the warm air, cold air clash? I think that was B. I'll go B, Bravo. And I'm taking it easy. I spent the last 2 days on taxes, and my brain just feels like a bunch of overcooked spaghetti right now. So it's definitely relax and get a good night's sleep and rejoin the human race tomorrow morning. Anyway, had a good meeting, as Josh said, with the ops group and lots of ideas for summer activities, so looking forward to that. Back to you, sir, from N8LTR.
N8LTR, W8WKY. Got you down for Bravo tonight, Bill. And, yeah, sorry I couldn't make that meeting, but we've got a lot of stuff going on this summer. We really do. So, looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Thanks, Bill. We're going to clear with N8LTR. You're listening to the W8WKY Repeaters, Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. I am W8WKY. We had a few in and out check-ins from the blue screen. KD2HCE, Chris, AI5HV, and KI5VVE. Greg and Judy from out in Oklahoma. Thanks for stopping by, folks. I added AAHCT to the list. I saw him join us. I think he went to the Skywarn meeting tonight, so he better get this question right. But let's see who else is out there before I grab Craig. We'll build a little list here and get ready to call it a night. Anybody else out there want to get in and answer the trivia question tonight? Now's your chance. This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
W8WKY, Gate 4OG, Mark in Copley.
Kilo Delta 8, November Echo Oscar, KD8, NEO, Daryl in Holmes County, in and out, and answer B. Thank you.
Whiskey 8, Echo Lima, Mike, just in and out, back from Skywarn.
All right, a nice little flurry of check-ins there. We got K40G, Mark the Original Gangsta. Take KD8 NEO, Daryl. He answered Bravo. Thanks for stopping by, Daryl. Good talking to you, man. And W8ELM LT, good to hear you tonight. I hope Skywarn went well. Thanks for checking in and saying hi. You have a great night, Eric. Let's go up to Craig and see what's going on in his world. AA8CT, this is W8WKY. What's going on, Craig? And what's your answer to tonight's trivia question?
W8WKY.
W8WKY, AA8CT. Good evening, Nick. Yeah, we had quite a gaggle there. fellow writing back to me, K4OG, was there this evening as well. So, yeah, Eric was there, Jerry was there. Oh, there was quite a few. Anyway, I'm going to go with the answer of Bravo B. And I will turn it back to you. I just kind of got into the house. We're listening a little bit in the car, and so there you go. Thanks for doing the net, the club net, and we will probably talk to you in the morning. AA8CT back to W8WKY. Thank you, Nick.
AA8CT, W8WKY. Got you down for Bravo tonight, Craig. Glad there was a good showing for the Skywarn, and always good to see friends there. Good to hear you, my friend. We'll talk to you in the morning, I'm sure. We're going to clear with AA8CT. Next on the list, K4OG. This is W8WKY. How are you, Mark? What's going on? What's your answer to the trivia question? And are you ready for Series 31?
W8WKY, K4OG, K8SLG. Hello, Nick. Hey, man, yeah, I'm ready for anything. Whatever that was you said, I'm ready for it. Yeah, the Skywarn training let out about 8:15. I've been watching a lightning show over Lake Erie and where VOX is all the way back, headed north. It's pretty cool. It was great seeing the Worcester Elite at the Skywarn. Shook about everybody's hand. I think I met Craig's grandson, son. Anyway, a fine specimen. They're growing big over there. The answer to the question, oh, I know this one. It's Bravo. It's got to be Bravo, Nick. K4OG. Back to the net.
K4OG, W8WKY. And Nathaniel's a good kid from what I've seen so far. Yeah. And you got to look up to him to call him a kid. But, yeah, he's a good kid. Got you down for Bravo. Like I said, Series 31 slow scan TV thing going on, April 10th through 14th. Are you ready for that?
Definitely ready for that. I've been practicing, experimenting, and just waiting with bated breath. April 10th, baby. K4OG.
All right, Mark. I know you've been practicing your satellite following and stuff. That should be fun. Looking forward to seeing what you pull out of the sky there. Got you down for Bravo. We're going to clear with K4OG. Let's go up to Gary and get the answer to tonight's trivia question. But first, I'm going to take Bravo as my answer as well. I decided that before, a lot of people answer Bravo, I assure you. But I would like to take a moment here and thank Gary for the years of service that he has put into the club, the blood, sweat, and tears he's put into building this thing, and I'm going to do my best to follow in his footsteps and keep things going in the right direction. Thank you, Gary. A8CS, it's W8WKY. Tell us about the trivia, Gary.
W8WKY, this is AA8CS. All right, Nick, you're going to be great, man. You got the personality and the energy level that is necessary, and you're just going to be fine. And this, as I said earlier, the club's going to continue to thrive and go forward. And as I said, the best is yet to come. All right, the question was, as winter transitions to spring in late March, why do mid-latitude regions, such as Ohio and such as we're having this evening, often experience more severe weather, including thunderstorms? The correct answer, let's get right to it. I'm really happy to hear that folks are paying attention at the Skywarn class. The correct answer is Bravo. The explanation, strong temperature contrast between lingering cold air and incoming warm, moist air create instability, frontal boundaries, and lift. Key ingredients for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. Let's talk about the distractors briefly. Alpha was incorrect. Solar heating contributes energy. That's very true, but it is not the primary driver. Air mass interaction is. Charlie was also incorrect. Warmer air increases humidity, which fuels storms rather than suppressing them. And Delta, the jet stream becomes more active and structured in the spring, helping organize storms, not randomizing them. So there you have it. Got to tell you, spring is when the atmosphere really starts mixing things up. Cold air isn't done yet, and warm air is ready to take over. That clash, that brutality between air masses is what gives us all the fireworks. Been my pleasure doing the trivia tonight for you guys. Hopefully, little quiz for the Skywarn people, and hopefully we all maybe learned a little bit, and or just solidified our understanding of spring storm physics. Anyway, with that, this is Alpha 8, Charlie Sierra, back to W8WKY, and thanks for the kind words, everybody. Again, it's been my pleasure to serve. This is AA8CS, back to net.
AA8CS, W8WQI. Thank you, Gary. There you have it, everybody. Tonight's correct answer is Bravo. Contrast between tropical and polar temperatures making stuff happen. And we're going to see it, a little bit of it tonight, apparently. Thanks a lot, Gary. President Gary. Maybe I'll be the last to call you that tonight. Let me drop it for a second. If you haven't had enough net tonight, the Watch Net down in Millersburg starts in 5 minutes. So if you have the RF that can reach it, definitely reach down there and talk to Charlie, KB8PXM. He runs a good net. That's KD8QGQ, Millersburg repeater 146670, PL 71.9 negative offset. So check it out. It's a good time. I'm going to try to get there as well. Thanks, everybody who participated tonight. It's your participation that keeps the net alive. It's great talking to all y'all. We got a whole bunch of nets going on tomorrow. It's Wednesday. Barometer net in the morning, boredom breaker net in the afternoon, beacon net tomorrow night. Whole lot of stuff going on this year at the club. So participate, get involved somehow, and come to meetings. They're a really good time. At least they have been. Everyone, thanks a lot. Return the to customary amateur use. KD8 SLG. Thanks, everybody.
KF8 DTA. Just wondering if that chirp is gone.
This is AA8CS. Nope, it's still there at the end there. I'm not sure what it is. It sounds almost like a digital artifact of some kind. AA8CS, over.
AA8CS, this is KF8DTA. I know exactly what it is. Every time I do a software update on this thing, it turns on the APRS and the call sign ID. So I just got to get back in the menu and try to figure out how to turn it back off. Thank you for coming back to me.
W8WKY.
Roger. My pleasure. Yeah, I hope you can find it in the menuing. That sometimes can be an issue for sure. All right, 73, my friend. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon. This is AA8CS, and I'll be clear as well.
Thank you, and 73, KF8, DTA. I'll be sitting here listening.
Hey, Jeff, what radio is it?
It is VGC VR N76. It's same as the Baofeng UV Pro. They just slapped a different name on it. That's all.
So, the thing about APRS is it will run on any frequency you have it on. So what you got to do is just lock it down so that it's only transmitting. You only have APRS turned on for the 1465. I don't even remember what the frequency is for APRS is right now. But that's what you got to do. Keep it on that side of the radio and just have it turned on band B, and it won't talking on band A, but it needs its own half of the radio to run at the time.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, the radio's set up to broadcast. I have it set to broadcast. I programmed the APRS channel in on channel 918 or whatever. I don't know. And I told it to there, not on the channel I'm on, but every time they do a software update with this stupid thing, it defaults to sending ID when you let off the PTT, so I don't know. I really would like to get a different radio.
And then I would just dig through that menu and turn it off for now. Be your best bet. All right, I'm going to go try to get into the WatchNet. KF8DTA, KD8SLT. Have a good night, Jeff.
Thank you. You have a good night. Hope you get in there. KF8DTA. I'll be listening.